Okay, so here we are on site at one of Tim O'Brien's model homes. I have to say, I don't personally have a lot of experience with Tim O'Brien. I have a little, but from what I have seen and heard and educated myself about, this really does seem to be the builder and the situation that has really got it figured out. A couple reasons. First of all, they are considered semi-custom. So that means that you can look at their arsenal of plans and kind of pick one that you like, and then if you want to change walls and you want to make some modifications, you can certainly do that, which is huge. To have that ability to do some customization without having to have the pressure of picking out everything from floor plan to every finish known to man. That's a really big pro in my opinion. Also, they have a design center, they have designers, they have a number of selections that you can choose from instead of kind of like I said in our custom home, just going in and being expected to know exactly what you want from either searching the internet or from going to multiple different vendors to pick out your flooring and then go somewhere else for your countertops. They've got a design center that has all of those things that you can kind of take those samples, talk to a designer, make sure that they all make sense for your build. The other thing that I will say that I love about Tim O'Brien is that they do not make you build on one of their lots, which is one of the cons of one of the houses, one of the builds I'm gonna be talking about is that, oh, this one is cute. Sorry, just shiny object. They let you pick your own property. So you don't have to build in a Tim O'Brien neighborhood. You don't have to build on one of their purchased lots. You can literally pick any lot you wanna buy, assuming it's not attached to another builder. And you can have Tim O'Brien build your home on that property. Where, like I said, some lots are either attached to a builder or some builders will only let you build on lots that they own or in neighborhoods that they are building in. Honestly, this one, I don't have much to say about a con about this build because you can get the customization you want. You can dial in your price point, which is huge. You can pick the property. There's so many options. There's so much opportunity. It's really a great option when you are looking into a custom build. I don't have a ton to really say as a con to these builds outside of maybe you can't do quite as much customization as you could on a fully custom home. I think that there are probably some limitations, but outside of that, really, this is a really nice option. Their prices, you really can't find anyone that's inexpensive to build anymore, especially right now with what's going on in our economy and supply chains. So this is a great option, you guys. I love it. I've got a really amazing rep that I work with through Tim O'Brien. Good consideration. I'm gonna share one more with you, which we will hop into next, and I'll talk about the pros and cons of that build. I hope that you have enjoyed this sort of mini series so far. Unfortunately, for the last build we're gonna talk about, we have to do it in my office because the builder would not allow us to tape on site. We'll add that to their list of cons. Just kidding. For this last builder, this is what we consider what's called a production build. And basically what that means is they produce a lot of homes. So they're not just putting up 1 or 2 or 5 at a time. They're putting up dozens of houses throughout lots of different areas, lots of different communities throughout South Central Wisconsin. This one has a lot of pros and a couple cons in my opinion. To start with the pros, they are probably one of the more affordable ways to get into new construction for a couple of reasons. They have their prices really dialed in because they can buy a lot of material because they're putting so many houses up at a time, and they also don't provide quite as much as far as selections. So they're kind of able to narrow those down and get good prices on just a few different products versus going into a design center and being able to look at, 100 different countertops and choosing. You're only going to probably get, maybe a half a dozen choices. They're able to keep prices down for lots of those reasons. They have their footprints. They have their floor plans also narrowed down for a couple of different reasons. It depends on the lot size for which home you can put on each build site. And the other reason they can really stay more affordable and what I would consider more competitive in this space is because they buy a lot of land and develop it at one time versus some other builders will allow you to, again, like we talked about, they'll let you pick any property that you want. You buy the land and then you build the home. That's gonna bring your cost up quite a bit. The pros, again, just to recap, I would say the biggest pros are they're a more affordable way to build. You can usually get in lock your price, lock your closing date, and those things you can feel pretty confident are not going to change. Those are some huge pros. A couple cons that a lot of people have, which this is totally one of those things that like some people look at as a con, some people absolutely love, is that their lot sizes are typically a fraction of what you can get in another area, on another job site, on another development. Their builds are typically going to be on like a 1/10 of an acre. In our area, what is considered a little bit more of like standard or average in a neighborhood, in an existing neighborhood or a new neighborhood going up, is going to be a 1/4 of an acre or more. So that's less than half the yard and lot size as you will see in other build options. I do think that they are reconsidering right now potentially going off-site and allowing customers to pick a build from them and put them on a different job site. Up until now though, they have not allowed that. And if you want to build a home, this builder is called Viridian. If you want to build a Viridian home, you have to build in a Viridian neighborhood on a Viridian site. That may be changing, so that could be a good fit too. You can maybe get some of the cost down a little bit, but get the bigger yard. But typically, if a buyer in our area knows they want to build a home and they come to me and say, hey, Mindy, we'd like to build, a lot of times I hear that they don't want a Viridian home because of the lot size. They want to have a yard, they want to have some privacy, some space. You can't really get that in a Viridian neighborhood. But some people, I have clients that love it. There is very little maintenance. There's no mowing the lawn. Very little mowing the lawn and very little snow removal. So that can be a pro depending on your situation. The only other con that I would say with a Viridian home is that, again, if the selections are not all there. So if you're somebody who really wants some high-end design features, maybe adding some different trends, things like that, this may not be the right builder for you. However, they are still building beautiful homes that are very on trend and are going to have a lot of choices, just not as vast choices as you will get in some of the other options that we talked about. So I hope that this was helpful. I could go on and on. I love new construction. I would love to help you with your new construction if you're looking to build in this area of Madison, Wisconsin and the surrounding areas. These are strictly my opinions. There are others to be had, but these are just sort of from my experience, my opinions on the different options. We have lots of good ones, and I would say any of them are going to result in a really good, solid home. It just depends on what your priority is. Thank you so much for watching. Check back. We're going to be talking about some different things coming up. I'm going to talk about east side versus west side in the Madison, Wisconsin area, and then also I'm going to talk a little bit about the wardrobe here, what you should expect to maybe add to your closet if you're looking to move to the area. Thanks again for listening. I hope to see you soon. And like always, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always here to answer your questions and get to know you. Until next time.